I am doing another knife collection auction on Whatnot, Sunday, the 25th at 8 p.m. Central Time. If it's your first time buying anything on Whatnot, you get $15 off. And if you subscribe to me on Whatnot, if you're there, you can enter into giveaways just for being subscribed to me. Now, if you buy something, you'll be entered, or you can enter into separate giveaways at the end of the show that's only for the buyers that bought that show. And if you want to become a buyer or a seller on Whatnot, I have links to both in my bio. This is on Whatnot, so you do have to use the link, go over to Whatnot, sign up, and then follow my page. I do have inventory going up there. If it's not up there yet, by tomorrow, everything will be up there. But I normally have things going up there still right before the show. So if you see a bunch of items there, don't think that that's the whole thing. That's just a partial list. And I'll continue adding more and more items if you go and check out the items list at the show. Hopefully I see you guys there. Bang! Knees nods, I'm Jared, and today we have the new Vosteed Corgi, now the full size with the Vanker lock. We'll talk more about the Vanker lock here in 1 second. This is the original one, which was a conventional button lock. Same size, but now with better materials and a much more reliable locking system. And the action is much more fidget friendly with the way they did the shape of the flipper tab on this. But lock, so much more reliable. Like I said, we'll talk more about the Vanker lock here in 1 second, but it's a huge difference from the original Corgi, but still has a lot of the same attributes as far as the blade sitting completely in the handle, it being extremely ergonomic and comfortable to use. And then they also have the Mini with the Vanker lock that has the same flipper tab, super fidget friendly as well. And then because it has the same handle as this one, just compact, this is such a comfortable handle. If you're going to have a small handle like this, talk about a comfortable pinch grip, because nothing's sharp back here. You can hold it with a full grip if you choke all the way up to the edge for slicing. Just an amazing little light duty. I'm going to say light duty because it's small, but amazing light duty EDC knife that's going to be super fidget friendly and also very versatile and easy to carry. Now, as far as the materials on this guy, S35 VN blade steel, and we have a solid aluminum handle. Well, it's got liners and stuff, but it's an aluminum handle, and that feels much more premium than the original G10 or micarta. Now with the aluminum, like I said, feels much more premium, still extremely, extremely lightweight. And then they used very minimal construction on this. If you look, we only have this pin back here. And if you look how simple that is. You got a screw on the inside going this way, and then the clip screws into this side. It's, like I said, it's just such a minimal way to build this knife. Deep carry clip that's inset with flat screws, not reversible, which I'm surprised, because I would think that they would do another tab on this side, but maybe that's something in the future. And I'm only saying that because it's such an ambidextrous knife, being, you know, a button style lock. Now, this one having the black and brown, I really love the color combination. There is a few other color combinations as well. So if these ones don't appeal to you, there are other ones. As far as the locking system, the Vanker lock, so what it is a liner that's going right down the center right here. And then it falls into this groove right here. See how that's a groove? So that's where the lock falls into. And you'll see it right here when I zoom in, when I push it out of the way. Right now it's engaged, disengaged. So when I push the button, it pushes that liner out of the way, allowing the blade to drop. Well, because it's like that, it also has a detent, so allowing it to have a regular detent, just like a liner lock. Very comfortable, very grippy flipper. I love the way this flipper is designed. Phenomenal, minimal. It's minimalist once again, but man, it's grippy. It works really well. I could even probably do it with my thumb. It's just like a lighter, basically. That's what it reminds me of. And then you also have the front flipper, which again, works super good because of the shape of the handle. It's, because I always say this, when a knife is more narrow and not really wide, front flippers are like the best. That's when they work the best, is when they're a little bit more narrow. Now, depending on the position of the front flipper and everything and the design of it, even big knives can have good front flippers. But the lock, super reliable, super strong. very reliable, very strong, and again, slightly contoured, but not rounded. So you don't have to worry about spinning or anything like that. It locks in place. There's no rotation, but it is so comfortable no matter what grip you are in. Pinch grips, forward grips, reverse grips, doesn't matter. They all are equally as comfortable, which is really nice for a general use knife because you never know what you're going to be using it for, right? So because of that, you know, it's got a blade shape that is perfect for EDC, great utility cuts. You got a little bit of belly for cutting on flat surfaces, plenty of straight edge for slicing. And then you have jimping up here on the nose, beautiful jimping. So it's really, really good for not like slipping on the blade when your finger's up there, and it is nice and grippy. You know, the handle being so neutral, you always know where the blade's at. It feels really good. And then look at that. The blade sits completely inside the handle, making it very comfortable to carry. Super light, deep carry clip that's inset with flat screws is super smooth in and out of the pocket. And then it's, you know, it's so straightforward. There's no bulging or anything like that. It's probably going to be one of the most comfortable knives to carry. And it's not super thick, super wide, super anything. It's got that perfect size, in my opinion. Now, the blade on this one has a beautiful stone wash, beautiful sharpening choil. Same thing with this one with the choil, but this one has the brown blade. It was a little bit more of a blasted finish. Now, this is where the stop pin hits, right there, which I'm okay with, because if you're going to have a stop pin back here somewhere, this is the best place for it. It's not behind the edge right here. You'll never remove all that steel and then grind out that. So you'll never have to worry about sharpening it too much or anything like that, which companies have been making mistakes on lately. We'll be talking about that in another video, but this one is done great. Yeah, man, just a super solid knife. I really like the Corgi when it's like this. You know, the original Corgi I liked. You know, it was okay, but it wasn't like my jam, you know, just because like the action was really good, nice fidget friendly, very comfortable in the hand, great everything. Like I really did like it, but just something about it wasn't like super inspiring. This one, I truly like even more. I think they did such a great job with it. Now, one thing is I kind of wish they took the button texture from this and brought it over to here. Wouldn't that have been cool to have that texture right there? That'd have been badass, I think. As far as negatives go, the only negatives really is, one, it should have a reversible clip. It's an ambidextrous knife. You can use this just as easy right or left-handed. So why not have a reversible clip? And they had the perfect opportunity with this plate right here, because look at how minimal this build is. It is so minimal. You just have this pin right here screwed in on this side and then screwed in with the clip on this side. So all they had to do was they could have let this, you know, have a little plate right there and bang. I mean, it seems simple enough to me, but I know that's not always the case with everything though, just because it looks simpler. You think it's simple. Sometimes there's issues, but I think this would have been an easy one to have, a reversible clip. Other negative is, you know, and I know it's kind of stupid, but T6s, and I only say stupid because if you look, there's like no hardware, right? With this, the way you undo it is you have to, what was it? I think you have to unscrew this. Yeah, you unscrew this. I've taken one apart before. And then, yeah, you unscrew this and then you can get to the stuff. And I think you have to unscrew this too or something like that. I forget 100%, but I've taken them apart before. They're really easy to take apart. But I always prefer T8s, all right, instead of T6s, just so you don't accidentally, you know, mess it up or you know, strip it out. Because you can even do that with, you know, T8s, but it's just less likely than a T6. All in all, I don't really have many negatives. They're really good. The Mini is, again, very, very similar, just obviously much more compact. You get a full grip. Pinch grips are very comfortable because of the shape. Once again, it's going to be comfortable in every grip, fidget friendly. This is a very useful fidget toy, basically. And, you know, because of the carry, once again, this is going to be so easy to carry. You could probably fifth pocket this one. But just looking at it, you know, it's the shape of like a giant pill or something, which, you know, I think it is great, a great shape for carrying in the pocket. So the Corgi by Vosteed, man, they are doing an incredible job. I love what Vosteed's doing. They have a lot of great knives. They're constantly pushing out or getting out more I don't want to say more better, with better lockup, better everything, better materials, better fit and finish, better everything. So I love to see them constantly doing the stepping stone to greatness. You know, we want to see that from all companies, and Vosteed is one that's definitely a good representation of that. So if you're looking for a simple knife design that's fidget friendly, easy to carry, very comfortable in the hand, very ergonomic, very straightforward, and, you know, like I said, just simple and convenient, check out the Corgi because it's a good one. And like I said, there is multiple other colors. Work hard, stay tough. Till next time, peace.